So, we have a $50 donation from Roxy with the message, how do you feel about the games next week? Also, thank you for the entertainment, Mr. Broxah. Really next level, man. Thank you so much for all the support, Roxy. It's really mind-blowing. Thank you so much. Well, to get to your question, I feel very optimistic and hopeful about the week, the games next week. We are gonna play two really tough opponents. SPLYCE and G2 are both looking like at least top 3 teams in the league. Well, top 3, top 4, I guess the top 4 right now, at least from my point of view, that might be slightly biased, is us, G2, Vitality and SPLYCE. I mean, Origin is up there as well, I guess. I don't know, the top is really close, but either way, my point was that SPLYCE and G2 are some of the best teams right now, so it's not going to be easy games, but at the same time, we are really strong. We've proven that we are really strong, and I think we can beat both of them. I hope we end up going 2-0 and just showing that coming into playoffs, we definitely should be feared. You know, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, we can, we can grab the wins. If you're in game on stage, do you know about the gold difference? Like, do you have a feeling of how far you are behind / ahead? Well, it depends. You know, generally speaking, we have a decent idea of how far we are ahead or behind. But, you know, of course, it's hard to say whether you're 7k ahead or 13k ahead, right? Like, often you just know that you have a nice lead, and it's hard to say exactly how big the lead is in terms of gold, but usually you can judge, you know, how ahead you are on like the state of the game, and I mean there's a lot of factors playing into it, right? Like objective skills, state of the game, how much you can pressure, and how strong you are compared to the opponent. But actually, you know, judging it very precisely is pretty difficult, I think. Yo, Broxah, who's your favorite team to play against, including the rest of the world, like NA teams or Korean teams? Well, I always like going up against Liquid. I think playing Liquid has always been really hype. At this point, you know, there's sort of a rivalry between us and Team Liquid, and I don't know, it just always makes up for some good matches, I feel like, when we play against them. It's always really hype, EU versus NA, and they're a really good team. And, you know, I respect Xmithy a lot as well. I think Xmithy is really great, both as a person and as a player, so I always enjoy going up against him. What about Self-Made? I'm a Fnatic fan, but Self-Made always makes SK's games. Well, I think Self-Made definitely has played really well, that's for sure. And I did mention him as well. Whether he's better than Cold or Jankos or not, I think can be argued. I think all 3 of them have been really important to their teams and have done a lot for their teams, and it's hard for me to say which of them actually does the most for their team, because it's always hard to judge from the outside. But yeah, while I think Self-Made has been a bit overhyped, like it, you know, went a little too far with how hardcore people have been saying Self-Made is carrying SK, because he has played really well for sure. He has played really well, but I also think, you know, at one point it kind of exploded a little too far. It went too far. But Self-Made certainly has been playing very well. I don't know. I'm not sure if I would put Cold, Jankos or Self-Made on one. You know, outside of myself. But it would be either of those 3. That would probably be my top 3 right now. Like, not sure which order, but Cold, Jankos and Self-Made. I don't know. Like, someone else you could mention is Xerxes, for example. Xerxes has looked pretty good as well. Who else is there? I don't know. Memento has looked good at times. He has just been a bit inconsistent this split. Kikis has had some good moments as well, but you know, also had some downs. So I just think, like, for example, junglers like Kigis, Kadril, Memento, they had some really high highs, but they also had some really low lows, and that's what makes it a bit harder to, you know, pick them. But I think the most consistent ones are probably self-made Yankos and Cold, yeah. Have been pretty good. And then Xerxes coming close after that. Okay, I found a good question. Would you consider yourselves as the best LEC team at the moment? Yes. That's it. Now we can turn it off.